have here is I have it filled with basically all the gear I would normally take on a traditional 3 to 5 day fast pack with me. I have all my overnight gear, storage, for food, a bear vault, tracking poles, first aid kit, you name it. Basically, what I would normally take on a fast pack with me, except in a much smaller, more comfortable, more versatile pack. So it's filled to the brim right here, as you can see. It's pretty much filled out. But that being said, it's still quite comfortable to wear and even run with. This is exactly how I had it fitted out when I went and did some trail runs out in Southern California 2 weekends ago. So the back of the pack, the first thing you'll notice is there's a nice mesh pack that's supposedly it's advertised as water resistant. What I do is I normally keep items in here that I would want quick access to. So I got things like I've got like a lightweight jacket, spot device right here in the pack, and I did get reception right here. Just keeping it right here, like in the top, like that. Then I have a first aid kit and some emergency supplies. Things that I would not want to have to go through digging through my pack to get. They're just kind of right there in the front. Then on the side panels, I've got my tent poles for my ultra lightweight Big Agnes tent, and on the other side I've got my tracking poles. These are the Black Diamond Z poles. They use the folding design. If you have more traditional poles with locking mechanisms that you can't get down to that size, the pack also has these loops, which would be good for ice picks or for tracking poles. This pack has just plenty of storage compartments. You've always got some place to put something. Here's another side compartment right here. I think I stashed a Leatherman. Yep, right here. And then you've got these big pockets. So in this example, I put my tracking poles here and the tent poles on the other side. I also did put a Nalgene bottle in here, and it fit perfectly. If you'd rather just carry a Nalgene bottle for hydration. The other thing I like about this pack is the cinching. You can really cinch things down tight. This is all one piece of cord here that I was able to cinch down the poles pretty tight, and I was able to run with the poles and didn't have any problems with them bouncing or falling out. So that's kind of the back of the pack. On the front, the front straps here. I really liked how wide these straps were, and I've gone with other lightweight packs that were kind of made for more traditional backpacking, and to cut the weight of the pack, they made these straps really small and they dug into my shoulders. So I love that Ultimate Direction went with like this wider mesh material because it was so much more comfortable. And that's important because this pack does not have the suspension that you would normally see on a traditional backpack. There's no suspension here on the pack like you would see in an Osprey pack, and there's no hip belts, so the weight doesn't sit on your hips like you would in a traditional backpack. Instead of Ultimate Direction went with the traditional fit of their race vests. So you basically have two straps that go over your sternum to keep the pack on, and it works quite well. Like I said, it's a very lightweight pack, and because of that, the weight did not bother me when I was running with this pack. So let's talk about storage. So since there's no hip pockets on this pack, Ultimate Direction put all the storage on the front here, and there are multiple options. You have the two front bottle pockets on both shoulders. I will tell you, I tried the traditional Ultimate Direction hard bottles, and I tried the soft flask, and I prefer the soft flask so much better. Namely because in this pack, it's not like the Scott Jurek or the AK vest. The bottles just did not fit well. They were I found them kind of like rubbing up against my shoulder and restricting my arm movement, and just were kind of uncomfortable to wear. When it was all said and done, I prefer the soft flask, definitely. What I did here is I used the soft flask in one pocket, and then I used my Sawyer hydration here in the other pocket, because when I fast pack, I like to have access to everything immediately without having to take the pack off. So I rolled up the bladder and the Sawyer here in the front packet, and I thought that would work really well. So if I stop at a spring, I just whip out the Sawyer squeeze and the flask and filter the water right away without having to take the pack off. There's also a side pocket here on the right shoulder strap, which you could put a GPS device or a phone in. And then as far as food, you'll notice you have two fat pockets here on the bottom of the shoulder straps, and I was able to squeeze about, I don't know, I think I got 4 or 5 in each pocket. And there's the right one is a zip pocket, the left one is a Velcro pocket. I did not test a Ziploc bag full of trail mix, but that would probably be something that... So that covers all the external storage options. Now let's talk about the internal storage. So what Ultimate Direction did here is they went with the roll top cover. Now the nice thing about this is if you're going on a smaller trip, as you can see here, this thing is full to the brim. If you're going on a smaller trip and you don't need as much stuff, you can compress this down so the pack is actually smaller in size. I basically have everything in here, like I said, that I would take on a 3 to 5 day trip, so I'm maximizing the volume space in this pack. That being said, I was extremely pleased because I got everything in here that I would really need. I mean, I have all my overnight gear. I have my X-Ped inflatable mattress pad. I have my tent fly, my tent body. I have, you'll be amazed, I'm just going to keep digging through here. I have I think this is my Mountain Hardwear. Yeah, my Mountain Hardwear down 32-degree sleeping bag. And you can see I don't normally put stuff in a stuff sack because when the things are in a stuff sack, they just kind of bounce around. So I like to keep everything just kind of in there, and it locks everything down real nice and keeps everything from bouncing. Then I've got my jet boil stove, right? So look, we've got tent, pad, sleeping bag, stove. I have one more thing in here. It's actually kind of difficult to take out one-handed, but I'll show it to you. I have a Bear Vault BV450 in here. That's right, folks. I have a Bear Vault in my Ultimate Direction pack. The first Ultimate Direction pack that has the capability to actually carry a Bear Vault and somewhat comfortably. So, and now you can see now that I took everything out, the pack rolls down and looks more like a day pack now, doesn't it? It's like this is, I guess, the 15-liter size of the pack when you don't have as much gear in it. So, very good pack. The other thing I wanted to add is just talk about hydration. So, like I said, on the front you have these two big old water pockets to hold a water bottle, and like I said, I want the soft flask. But if the bottles aren't your thing, there is also the capacity to carry a bladder, a hydration bladder. So there's a separate compartment right here. I think you can see that. There's a separate compartment right here, and then there's a loop right here. Yeah, where the valve would come out, and then you can string the valve down these loops and have your the hydration tubing and valve accessible right here. So you can use bottles, bladder. You can even just throw a Nalgene bottle in the pocket here if that's what you like to do. Like I said, my preference was just to use the soft flasks, and if I'm going through a very water dense source area, I would just stick to the soft flask and the water filter up front. But if you're going through a dry area, it's nice to have the capacity to fill a bladder or a Nalgene bottle. In fact, just thinking out loud here, I would probably bring a hydration pack just in case, and just keep it here in case I needed the extra capacity. So, this is the Ultimate Direction Fastpack 20.